Lion Nation, a pleasant hello to you out there. Back with another episode of Coach's Corner. Man, these episodes seem to be coming quick, which is a good and a bad thing. Of course, my guest at this time, Lions head football coach Victor Santa Cruz, and 2 wins, 2 weeks. That's a good ratio there. Not only that, but the score is consistent too. You're keeping it easy. 35-7 last week. JSerra defeating Aquinas High School on the road. When the dust settled, Coach, and you kind of looked at things, we'll start on the offensive side of the ball. I thought a very workmanlike performance from the team. You guys had, I think it was 359 total yards. You averaged about 6.8 yards per carry. Had 4 rushing touchdowns in the game. What did you see offensively that left you feeling pretty good about where things stand?
Well, it's the workman attitude is a great way to describe it, just because you're able to methodically go down the field. You're able to look at the things that we didn't do well, and obviously we don't want the turnover. There's opportunities that we still had on the board to create more points, and ultimately what you're seeing though is you're seeing a team really grow up before your eyes, where an offensive line is playing really good football, taking over the trenches. Then running back wise, you're seeing 4 guys that are able to move the ball and create their own style as it goes. I mean, they're from Darian to Will to George to Gabe. They are to present different styles of it all, and you can run your whole offense with all of them, and so that's good. And they all have a different strength to them. And I think what you saw though also was once again an opportunity to get some other younger people in there. So we're developing that depth, some newcomers to the game. That you have to. It's a long season, even though these weeks go by fast. It's amazing how quick it goes, but you better understand by week 8, 10, all that will be here before you know it, and you got to make sure you're developing along the way.
And you'll need those guys, obviously. As you know, football can be a war of attrition sometimes. Mm-hmm. On the defensive side, the line of scrimmage is an area that I know you'd like to control, you'd like for your teams to control. And you guys had, I believe, 6 tackle for losses last week, which is obviously a good sign that is taking place. Just talk a little bit about what you saw from the defensive side and how you guys were able to control that line of scrimmage and then obviously shut down their offense.
Well, you're looking at starting with the defensive line, and then Garrett Dudenhofer inside is kind of the point man with the nose guard, and then you have Mote Catalonga was able to handle what he does on the edge. I thought Devin Davis is really starting to grow up quickly in front of us. Elijah Filo gave us some great snaps on things there, and so you're seeing younger guys begin to take steps forward, and in taking steps forward, we also know there's still a long way to go. I mean, especially coming up this week, we have one of the top rushing offenses in the entire state of California coming in. I think Coach Jaycott does a great job with their offense and how they ground and pound and try to use a game plan of keep the sticks in their favor, trying to set up those 3rd and short type of situations. So we've got our hands full this week with arguably one of the best rushing offenses I've seen in the entire state.
You talked about the opponent. Clovis North will be here on Friday evening. It was 1 year ago that the Lions traveled to Buchanan High School in Clovis to take on Clovis North. And in that game, Clovis North, a very ground and pound type of attack. They came out on top 23-7. What do you remember about that? Obviously different year, some different pieces, but what do you remember most, and what have you seen that makes you believe that this time will be different?
Well, it's more about what you do remember is, one, they're a very good football team. Their players play extremely hard. There's a proud program. I thought, with their strategy, how they go about things is they're trying to control the time of possession. They're trying to, make sure that you control the field position. I think they play really good aggressive defense. Their linebacker play is fast, it's physical. So they are trying to change the game and really make it favor them and what their strategy is. So as you go into that, I think where we're different is just a cast of newcomers that are here, and it's the maturity, what's happened over the time. But nonetheless, you still have one of the top opponents in the state of California showing up on Friday night, and they proved that last year by going 13-1 and presenting the Northern California. They're in that state championship for Northern California, getting that semifinal there for them to get that far. So all I say is this: what I love about our schedule is every week's a season, every week's a great opponent, every week presents its own unique challenges. And what I look at our team is when they're in the film room, when they're in the classroom, and we're trying to game plan with them, they're ready to go. They're ready to learn, and they're just there's a humility and a hunger about them that I really appreciate about this group.
Glad you mentioned that word, humility and hunger. That leads me to my final question. Obviously, you look at rankings and you look at numbers. You know, Clovis North comes in ranked in the top 25, I believe, by Max Preps. You look at it on the JSerra side, number 3 Orange County Register, number 5 LA Times, 4 Max Preps. Very, very what I would call strong rankings in a lot of different areas. As a coach, how do you keep these guys grounded and humble? I mean, it's easy for them to look at that and say, man, we've arrived, we're here, you know, we're one of the top teams here, let's just go out there and try to do what we do. How do you keep them grounded and keep them committed to that goal of each week is a season, and obviously there's still 8 more tests coming up?
Well, every week is a season, and as much as the rankings are great, they're a great conversational piece at this point, it's the final ranking that matters most to us. And for our guys, we talk about, you know, how you just be all in for this 1 week. And what you have is a strong leadership in the senior class. They're hungry. They've got a lot to prove. They know that every day that passes, they're never going to get it again. Their senior year is already is one that they can visualize that sands of the hourglass, and then like, man, you can see that in those last moments. So they want to play the game. They're hungry to play the game. They're hungry to practice. They're hungry to get after it. And so that helps a collective culture for the younger guys realizing that, hey, these seniors are just all in and maintaining a sense of humility and hunger about, we got to be our best this week. Last week's not good enough anymore, and last week's gone forever. So that's what I appreciate about this group, and it's impressive.
Well, we look forward to an impressive clash on Friday. Again, Clovis North, JSerra, 7 o'clock Friday here at JSerra Catholic High School. Military and First Responders Night. Cubs camps will be here, my daughter one of them, of course, and we will be honoring the CIF champions at JSerra from last year. So we have 7 CIF champions and our hockey team as well. Going to be a great night, and we look forward to a great battle on the gridiron. Again, Coach's Corner, I am Jason Fields here with Lions head football coach Victor Santa Cruz. Until next time, see you later, Lion Nation.